Jaden is back at it here to give everyone another Dexter New Blood episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, I was able to watch this episode of Dexter New Blood on the Showtime subscription on Amazon. So if you're not caught up to the point where I am rewatching or watching Dexter New Blood, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would strongly be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further, simply to avoid any potential spoilers. And I love talking Dexter or Dexter New Blood. So if you're a fan and you like talking Dexter or Dexter New Blood, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please comment with any thoughts Dexter or Dexter New Blood related at any point in time. And if you want to see more Dexter or Dexter New Blood, towards the end of the video, I'll put a link to the playlist I have for Dexter, and you can check out every episode that I've reviewed of Dexter, which is all 96 episodes of the original Dexter, and now the first 3 episodes of Dexter New Blood. So, with that in mind, this will be Dexter Episode 3. The title of this episode is called Smoke Signals. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. Starts off with Dexter at the school enrolling Harrison. Now, it doesn't make sense to me. Dexter Morgan disappeared. Hannah McKay disappeared. And Harrison Morgan disappeared. Now, if Harrison really came back to the States after Argentina, wouldn't they keep him under lock and key, in my opinion? Like, just because he was with Hannah and Dexter, I don't know. You think, what's the guy's name in season 8 towards the end? Sean Patrick Flannery, Elway. Wouldn't Elway report his findings? I don't know. But anyway, the school principal asks a lot of questions about Harrison and Dexter, where Dexter was, what happened to his stepmom, trying to get more information. And then we also find out that the reservation actually has video surveillance of heat signatures at where Dexter had killed Matt. But unfortunately for them, there's lots of blind spots. So they're like wildlife cameras. And then there's a part where Dexter gives Angela all the hunting licenses that are around. And then the town blood guy shows up to kind of, take a look at the blood. And he's kind of an imbecile. Like, he picks things up and drops them, but he's actually good at what he does. Like, he does the same stuff that Dexter does, although I don't think he's a serial killer. He could be. You never know. And his name is Damien, and he says, after looking at things and finding out things, that this was definitely foul play. The school principal is now accusing Harrison of essentially cheating on a placement test because he had a really high score. And then Dexter doesn't believe him either, which is unfortunate. So Harrison says that he retook the test and actually got a higher score the second time around. And of course, because of that, he's upset with Dexter that Dexter didn't believe him. Although that's not confirmed that he actually retook the test and got a high score other than what he says. We didn't see like the school, issuing him the test and them saying, wow, you got a better score. So I probably believe it, but something's off about Harrison. And then they find out that the blood that they matched up or the blood that they collected samples of, the buck or deer blood, and then the other blood that they found in there is most likely Matt's blood. And that's unfortunate. And what happens is Dexter digs up Matt's stuff and grabs the vest that he was wearing and goes to the crime scene and puts that all around there, leads trails all around that area to throw off the dogs that are coming, that are going to sniff out where Matt's body is located, and that does a good job. The chick that we found, or we saw in the first 2 episodes, the one that was locked in the room, she's let out and released, and she runs out of the house that she's in, and then whomever has her captive, which I think it's Mr. Caldwell, he shoots her from behind, and she is dead because she attempts to run, of course. Of course, the police dogs arrive, and they have no luck trying to find out where Matt is. They're just led all over the place with that. And then the chick's body, which I don't think we have a name for that chick yet. If we do, I didn't catch it. I don't catch everything. her body's being embalmed. And then Angela mentions this Iris character again, which I'm sure we'll get more information about Iris eventually. Logan interviews Dexter about, his last conversations with Matt, the fact that he saw him 3 times, and certain things like that. He gets a little, into the conversation in terms of, well, Dexter, we saw that you were out there hunting, and Dexter's like, no, I was out there hiking. I brought the gun for protection. So there might be more led on that. And then Harrison helps out the school nerd, Ethan, from Zach. Zach's like pretending to be somebody else, sending him pictures and things. So he helps him out, tells him what Zach is doing, and then also threatens Zach and unleashed his dark passenger, so to speak. So obviously there's something really wrong with Harrison. Dexter goes hiking looking for a mine that he wants to put Matt's body in. Audrey has to fix her radiator as she's giving Harrison a ride, and it malfunctions. So what she does is gives Harrison her phone to walk up a couple blocks so he can call for help and get the parts needed to get the radiator fixed. And then Edward Olson shows up. I'm sure he's the one behind her car breaking down. He's like, well, you need any help? And she's like, what I need you to do is stop doing this, this, and this to the environment. Stop doing this. And then he mentions that you have such an old car. That I would think that would be bad for the environment. So that conversation really goes nowhere. Something's fishy about him. And there's also a part, I don't remember exactly where this happened, but Ethan shows Harrison drawings via FaceTime, and they're like drawings that Dexter drew in elementary school. So is Ethan a serial killer in training? Maybe, maybe not, but definitely has a dark side to him. And hopefully Zach doesn't mess with him anymore, because he might end up on Ethan's table. Probably not, but funny stuff. And then Dexter does find a place in the mine to put Matt's body parts, but all of a sudden he sees a bear come out of nowhere. So he comes running out of the mine, and then I guess here's the part where Ethan had called, the FaceTime happened. And then Dexter apologizes to Harrison for not believing him after they dispose of the deer's body. They have like a Indian tradition to, let the deer go off, where it was just hanging in Gibbs, I think that's his name, the butcher guy, his freezer. And then Dexter, what he does is he actually burns Matt's body to dispose of it, because he can't go in the mine for some reason. Although I think the person that killed the chick, which I think is Mr. Caldwell, I think that's where he's putting the bodies. Just a hunch. We don't know anything yet. And then Dexter sees Kurt Caldwell drunk, and he offers a ride. And in this ride, Kurt says that he talked to Matt, and then he had a FaceTime with him, and that he's relieved to know that his son is alive, and that doesn't make any sense. Dexter wonders why he's lying, and that's how the episode ended. So I actually enjoyed this episode because I thought there was a lot of new things that we learned, and it was very interesting. Like, I was interested in this episode, and there's some good stuff from Devin this episode too, but I really enjoyed what we got. Is it better than the premiere? No, because Dexter didn't kill anybody, but I'm going to give it a score of 8.6 out of 10. And as far as the character of the episode, well, Dexter's the character of every episode, but the secondary character of the episode, in my opinion, would be Harrison, because he obviously, his grades went from like 3.8 to 1 point something, and he said the excuse was his stepmom dying, which he said at the beginning of the episode to the principal, and then the part where he saves Ethan and like puts Zach up against the locker and says, don't mess with him again. And he's joining the wrestling team. That's another interesting thing. And Logan is actually the coach of the wrestling team, in addition to being one of the officers. So all in all, I like the episode. Of course, I want to know what you think. Like I mentioned before, if you could, smash the like button. I'm always wanting to talk Dexter New Blood. If you want to share this across all your social media platforms or share it to somebody in general, I'm fine with that. I'm not asking you to do that, but if you do it, that's awesome. Let me know that you're doing that stuff too, so I can give you, props on doing that. And of course, sound off in the comment section about your thoughts. What did you think of this episode of Dexter Noonblood? What would you score the episode, and whom besides Dexter would be your character of the episode? And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your day of support, and of course, be a part of something special. And JDev will return.